What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Justin and this is PrimeKime Gaming, and today we are playing some more Dead Cells action here for you. If you remember on the last 5-Minute Friday, this last Friday actually, we got a little snippet of what this game was about, and I just wanted to play some more for you. So we start off picking up the Blood Sword and the Frost Blast, which to me is I love the Frost Blast because you can freeze enemies and then just go to town on them. Corner, I'm not using a keyboard anymore. I'm using my Xbox One controller, and to me it just makes the controls a lot more fluid and a lot easier to use than trying to keep track of keyboard. But let me know in the comment section below what you guys prefer using for this game, for those of you who play, if you like using keyboard or if you like using a controller, whether that be Xbox One controller or a PS4 controller. But we're just starting off here, getting some money, getting some hopefully good loot here in the first area. Trying to make it as far as we can in this run. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, I mean, the Frost Blast is probably one of my favorites. As you can see, we find the toxic sewer stairs right away, but we're not going to head in there yet because we got quite a bit to explore yet in this first level. So we got this chest here, but as you can see when we open it up, all of these monsters fly out, so I'm just spamming the Frost Blast as much as we can, just to immobilize enemies and just make it easy. Quick snip and a quick slash, and they're all gone. But so that was pretty good. Kind of disappointing we didn't get anything in the chest, but we're just going to keep going, make it as far as we can. That's the goal kind of in this game, is to make runs as far as you can. We made it through that one quick. We're in the toxic sewers, making more headway on the health flask number 4, so we can use it 4 times rather than 3. The first mutation we take, I believe, is Dead Inside. That'll give us plus 30% HP, and that's always good. I like building a little more tanky when I can, just to have more health and more kind of survivability within the dungeon. So here we are in toxic sewers now, making our way through it. We've got a couple new enemies. These little lizard things, when you beat them, they hatch their eggs and they all explode one after the other. So that's kind of what we got going on. Again, we're going to see how far we can make it. I'm hoping to get to the area after this and then make it to the boss fight as well, but we'll kind of see what happens and see how we end up. Again, the Frost Blast, super clutch, super good. You kind of feel like Frozone, kind of mixed with a little Kamehameha action, as you guys heard earlier, which just, it's super helpful. And here we kind of have a dunce moment myself. I try to go down that area right there, and it's just awful, guys. I literally get hit with all of them, and it was just not a good time. It was literally like a pinball, but we survived. We made it through the ramparts. This is area 3 before the first boss. This is a little different area. It's kind of more, kind of looks like rafters in a way, but we make it through, deposit our cells here. Again, working towards that bigger health flask. It's always good to be tanky. And then I think the second mutation we take here is Necromancy, if I remember correctly, which will give us 2 HP after an enemy dies, so that's nice, especially when we're out of a potion, or if we're, you know, just fighting through dungeons as we grind. You know, we'll get some health back, so that's always good to know and good to have. But one thing that I'm curious about and want to hear from you guys is what weapon combinations or grenade combinations work best that you guys find or that you guys like to use as well. That'd be super cool to hear, super cool to know. But so here we have a Elite Inquisitor at the bottom. We have our saw blade and then our turret, and he literally just got stuck and couldn't move, and they honestly did most of the work there, and I immobilized him, and that was just a quick one. I like to call the little PrimeKime special there, if we will. But so those are 2 grenades and 2 specials that work kind of well together. If you can get an enemy trapped within your saw blades and then pop the turret down as well, it works pretty well. But here we have another instance where we got all these monsters that spawn from the chest. Kind of disappointing. But if you can see all those ghouls kind of right there, we could have just got, you know, extremely toasted and extremely annihilated. But we froze them, and we're good to go. But so these new enemies are kind of not new, but these enemies that have been popping out of the chest are super annoying because you sometimes will miss. This is where it's super helpful to have an electric whip, because you can just spam that and it should do damage to them, and you don't really have to aim. It'll auto aim to these flying creatures for you, which is super nice. But the ramparts is kind of known for this area. Not super great. to fight against, especially when there's a ton of them. So I get to this part and I'm just kind of working my way through them, but spamming Frost Blast again as quick as possible, and just trying to immobilize them so it makes it easier to fight on us as well. But so we're just gonna work through them here, 1 by 1, 2 by 2, however long it takes us, and we pop the turret down, and that kind of does some work on them as well, so we don't have to aim as much or try and jump in the air and try and slash them with our dual blades as well, which is super helpful. But we make it to the Black Bridge, guys. This is the first boss fight. I've made it here a handful of times. This is the first time I've made it on camera, recording to it, but he can do some damage. He's got a shield that he'll pop, not that shield, but this one right here. He'll pop open, and if you touch him, you definitely take a good chunk of damage there. He's also got an attack that he will hit the ground right there and then send fire. Send fire your way, and then also he's got physical attacks when you're up and by him. But yeah, I mean, you kind of just gotta whittle him away unless you got some super strong weapons on you that you can just kind of go at him right away. But our weapons are a little underpowered, so even though we do get the crit on our third hit, it is still pretty tough, pretty hard to do. But we're fighting our way through. We're getting there. I think in this boss fight I spend a little too much time trying to dodge his attacks and not enough time attacking, which might not work out for us in the end. But we'll kind of see what happens. I don't think, if I remember correctly, I don't make it out the best in the end here. We might face a loss here. I don't make it, but this is the farthest we've made, guys, and I look forward to more runs. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please make sure to drop a like if you feel so inclined. Subscribe to the channel. Let me know how I'm doing. I'm always looking for improvement, but until then, we'll see you next time.